Nuance. Noun. A subtle difference in or shade of meaning. Expression. Or sound.
Nuance. Noun. A subtle difference
Nuance.
in or shade of meaning.
Noun.
Expression.
A subtle
or
difference
sound.
in or shade of meaning.
Noun.
Expression.
A
or
subtle
sound.
difference in or shade of meaning,
Nuance.
expression, or sound.
Noun. A subtle difference in or shade of meaning, expression, or sound.
So welcome once again to Nuance Shorts, where our whole goal is to be concise but not lose the nuance. And we're here once again with Jim Lauka of the Whiskey Congress podcast. Welcome, Jim, but we're going to be fast because we don't do introductions here. We're going to get it over with, try to stay under 15 minutes for everyone. And today we are reviewing the topic that Microsoft has implemented their global domination operation. I don't know, this isn't really hitting the news. The only reason I found out about it is because I have Bing as my home screen, and Microsoft was bragging about their deal with Microsoft, and they promoted a paper dealing from the LA Times. And I just want to go over a couple things with you, Jim, real quick on what they're talking about they want to do.
You brought this to my attention. I didn't know about it.
Yes, right. Microsoft is going to provide the U.S. military with access to the best technology, all of the technology we create. Full stop, Brad Smith said Saturday during a panel at the Reagan National Defense Forum at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Simi Valley. Smith acknowledged that there is some angst in some workforces, including Microsoft's, about tech companies' involvement in military contracts. Wait, Mr. Smith. Are you alleging to me that some people may have moral implications with creating weapons guidance systems that a president could potentially use to kill a 16-year-old American citizen overseas without any judicial process? Some of your employees could be bothered by that. I don't know where they come up with those ideas. Mr. Smith further acknowledged that he said he wanted to quell such concerns. We want Silicon Valley to know just how ethical and honorable a tradition the military has. They never do anything bad. No war crime. Edward Snowden, who's that guy? I don't even know what we're talking about. So, as we hear about this, that's the real kicker to me. That it comes back. Another one of those things I'm just reminded of now is why I get mad about the NFL selling the military operations and stuff. It's not just are we continuing this Microsoft idea, which has its problems, and we're going to go over some of them, but it's like that cultural seeding where we continue to glorify sending poor 18-year-old kids off to go kill people for college and like this idea of the betterment of America and to provide freedom from people who aren't honestly attacking us. What do you think so far, Jim?
Well, I mean, like I said, you brought this to my attention.
Did I lose you? Oh, wait, I lost you for 1 second, so repeat
I'm
that.
frozen there, yeah. Okay, hold on.
No, you're good. Go.
All right. So you brought this to my attention, and I knew nothing about it. It obviously isn't getting nearly the run in the media that it probably deserves. I would say that this is one of those things I hate to admit there's nothing we can do about. I mean, there isn't.
Just going to do it.
Yeah, and I guess you could argue we should have legislation to stop it, but that's not going to happen. It's barely even getting noticed. No politician is going to ever stand up to big business or the military, and this is both of those things. One thing that I want to, what is the bigger fear here? Is the bigger fear the military getting access to all this information, or a private company potentially inserting themselves into the military's capability? Like, have you ever seen the movie Canadian Bacon?
Do I eat Canadian bacon?
No. Have you ever seen the movie Canadian Bacon?
No. What is it?
It's a Michael Moore movie, but it's a comedy
Here
where
we go with that left propaganda.
Well, it's a political comedy where the president of the United States is his ratings are failing, so we invent a war with Canada. And behind the whole scenes, there's a software company that's selling our military software. And when we cut him out, he basically sells the software to Canada and freezes our stuff. So it's a funny movie. It's purely a comedy. I mean, the act of war that the way we try to start the war is by sending Americans across the river from Buffalo into Canada to litter in a public park, and then.
Well, I'm not sure how that's going to work in the actual reality, but
But
those
the bigger
influences are
picture,
what matters, right?
yeah, that's that popped into my head when you said this because I agree with your concern that if Microsoft is dumping all of their information to the military directly, then things like you talked about, the drone strike on a 16-year-old based on an IP address being given from an email.
I mean, let's think about who Microsoft is. This is the most dominant global organization that has ever existed, probably when it comes to what our new technology has made us depend on. This is the person who runs every computer that we're looking at. Somewhere along the line, every single person watching this is attached to Microsoft.
Yeah, no
So
doubt
now
about it.
they have everything that's going to the United States military. They're continuing to make these. So Microsoft also won, which I wonder how much that is existing in engineering fields, but they also won an award for their hiring of heroes that I'll put on in post-production, where they are specifically recognized by entrenching the military members and their families in all these benefits as long as they go along to get along. So it's like policing in the military thing that I was saying on the other side that I experienced, where it's like, here's your college degree, here's your family's medical insurance, here is whatever carrot you need going forward, where you will be settled on selling your soul, doing whatever you need to do, preventing everything you can from the next Edward Snowden coming to fruition, because he has no incentive at all. That, granted, Snowden didn't have much incentive, but
Right.
I mean, this is just piling up the disincentives for anyone to step out and do the right thing. Instead, to buy more into the Orwellian thing, even in our, it comes to be like a subconscious thing. We think of Santa and the red and white of Santa and Christmas as some kind of thing like Christmas has always been, but Coca-Cola invented that. So how long will it be before Microsoft is doing all these things in their coercion with the military where we aren't even paying attention? It just becomes part of what is America.
Again, now that I know about it, I share your concern, and I just see it as there's nothing gonna stop it. There's just
okay. So let's add nuance to it then. Who's working for who? Is it Microsoft getting the military under their wing so that they can get the military to do whatever they want, since they have this global idea and they want global dominance? They want to be able to lay in infrastructure and sell Windows and everything else to gather more data. Or is it the military using the best of what America has technology-wise? I mean, that sounds nice on the surface to say it's technology.
Yeah. And I mean, the truth is, the military technology has driven civilian technology for years. So, I mean, I would say I'll be curious to see how this plays out, because, like I said, it's something we're not going to have any control over. But I don't know if we'll see it playing out. It might just happen, and there's literally like, and if I sound like I'm copping out, yeah, I guess I kind of do, but I just don't see a solution or a check and balance here.
Yeah, I mean,
the only check and balance is Congress, and forgive my lack of faith.
oh, wait, I just realized. So then what it looks like we'll be able to do is probably rely on those farmers to go ahead and vote with their senators to maybe do something about it, since the populace.
We're forcing another topic into this.
I'm always going back to the Electoral College. Yeah. So that's it. That's Nuance Shorts with Whiskey Congress. Be careful with Microsoft and their global dominance strategy. Next thing you know, we're being sidetracked by Facebook and what they're doing, and the real underpinnings are just operating without us even knowing it.
Can't argue with that. Good talking to you. Let's go on to the next short.
All right. Next episode, we're going to be talking about France And another reason why things like the Electoral College and imbalance of the Senate are important, because Mike won that debate earlier and Jim already agreed.
Partially.
However, there may be more cloud in the southeast where it will be breezier. After a chilly start, it will be mostly dry on Thursday with some sunny spells. However, it may be rather cloudy in the southeast. Patchy rain will arrive in the north.